We would like to introduce one of our prestigious client, Mr. Jev Lee, who is the engineering manager for one of our big infrastructure project in KSA, Saudi Arabia. So, hi, Mr. Lee.
Uh, Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Amitama and Dibashi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A
Nice to meet you.
very good day to you. Yes, we are all very excited to know what is your opinion on BIM. So, Amitabh, could you have a
yeah.
structured a set of questions so that we can
Yes.
take
So,
his long wisdom and put it in our archives?
yeah. So first, I would like to know from Mr. Lee, what is your thinking about the BIM? Because you are working on a big infrastructure project, and we would like to know your thinking about BIM, the benefit or any additional value, what you are getting from BIM.
Actually, to me, this BIM is I cannot say some of the benefit because it's a mandatory requirement. So anyway, we have to following the requirement and we have to develop this BIM model. At the moment, the scope of work is the restricted in the as-built. We have to making the as-built drawings from the BIM. So that one now I'm focusing to meet the client's requirement. And the beside of that, we are also considering some of the quantity takeoff from the BIM by our own purpose and for the simulation. And for the simulation case, I think we need a BIM because even we just make some of the plan, it's very difficult to understand without the body simulation. So, and some of the very difficult structure like a 3D the Riva shop drawings, that kind of thing, is very difficult without the beam, making all those shop drawings. So actually, regarding the Riva shop drawings, we already have our design consultant, and I heard they are just get the subcontracting some of the BIM company for that kind of deliver. So recently, this BIM thing is almost a mandatory things, I think, to make it easy construction and easy understanding.
Yes, yes. It's great to hear from you that, sir, it's also one point we should notate that BIM is mandatory for nowadays for a couple of projects. The BIM is mandatory actually. So,
Yes, that actually I will be asking a question to both our experts. Maybe since it is mandatory and that is the wisdom of the KSA government to do their infrastructure projects, the prestigious infrastructure projects, maybe how will the market shape up? So that is a question maybe we will discuss at the end of this session. Yes.
yeah, fine. So okay, we also have Mr. Ravinder Singh, who is also associated with this project as the NEP BIM manager, and I would also like to know about the something about the BIM, the understanding about the BIM or using about the BIM in the infrastructure project from Ravinder ji.
Yes, hello, gentlemen. Uh, so from last 1.5 year, we have been working on this project, and we have been with a very knowledgeable team. We have been accompanied with a very knowledgeable team from Pinnacle, which is helping us through the project scheduling, planning, and to check if there are any major clashes in future, and to plan our works based on the 3D simulations and all. So obviously, BIM is a very helpful tool for such a complicated and big projects. Okay, for small projects, you can have normal planning and scheduling thing, but for big projects, if you have a 3D simulation, and with that we can plan unforeseen things ahead. So that's why it's very helpful for us. Majority of the things we have. If we go through BIM, we have resolved at the earlier stages, which may come in later stage, and which will create a delays in our work in future. So obviously, BIM is a helpful tool
Yeah,
in these days.
fine, fine. So, okay, my one of my next question is actually which type of infra project you are, or earlier you also used the BIM. Now you are working as a tunnel project, or any another type of project you are using BIM earlier.
For me, no. For me, no. This is the first time I have been. I have interacted with BIM.
Okay.
Also to me, my one of the project was the railway construction and the all plant facility and the port facility. For the railway construction, we didn't use the BIM, but the plant and the port we use BIM. And the last project was also road tunnel. So it was also the mandatory requirement to BIM. And it was just the road tunnel, but there is some of the grounded, some of the ventilation buildings and everything. So the previous project we used the BIM, and using the BIM we also did some of the virtual reality things. So based on the BIM model, somebody just can put some of the kind of the goggles, and then they can see all the element from that goggle using the virtual reality. It was a very impressive things because there's a lot of utility under the ground and a lot of the footing for the building. All this interference was very important. So at the time we used that BIM.
Yeah, great, great. So, which project stage you actually start using the BIM? Like there are several stages from design to handover. So, what you're thinking? Which stage it will beneficial to use start using the BIM during
Actually, BIM thing is during the design development. So it's easy to understand which one have a crash or not. That one is also very important item. So I think maybe if we can say design 10%, 20% development, then
Yeah.
maybe almost 30% of the design development we need a BIM to see any crash and to develop more design. We need to check with the BIM.
Yes, great, great. So, Devasith sir, what we understand from Mr. Lee and Mr. Ravinder, that it's not only the mandatory, it's also beneficial to use the BIM for every infrastructure project, mainly if it's a huge or large project, mega project. It's always beneficial to use the BIM. So now I just quickly jump into the last question my end actually, as we are working with them from last 1 or 1.5 year around. So about Pinnacle, some feedback about Pinnacle, the support what they are getting in their project by using the Pinnacle BIM services. I need some of the feedback from Mr. Lee and Ravinderji.
Okay. Our Pinnacle team, we have now 3 persons on site. So I am very happy with their performance and their effort and loyalty on this project. Now they keep asking something and requesting something to your Pinnacle team, and also including the GIS. And they always working for us, and they try to get better result, and keep asking and keep discussion. So I am very happy with that because I have not much time to, because I as an engineer means I have to looking for a lot of the discipline and a lot of field. Now the Pinnacle team is working by themselves, and I am very happy with that. One of the issue, I just have to say these things. So after starting from the 3 persons, it was maybe July or maybe August, and then the all member is changed now. The 1 year, people 1 year and the 1 year. So there's too many changes. So now another persons, the Xerox, he also have to go back to the India, and we have to find out the replacement. So it looks like the less than 1 years, the every step is changed. That one is not the expectation. So this kind of this continuous and keep changing the steps on site step is not good to us. And also I talked to the Subhajit and the Arijit as well, previous design manager. Please do not change anymore the step
Yes.
on site.
Great,
That's
great,
all.
great, Mr. Lee. So there is one
No,
thing I can understand from this feedback actually. So there is, along with the BIM, there is some experience also required. Like as Mr. Lee is saying that there are few on-site BIM personnel for some personal reason or some personal commitment. They just leave site and start working from offsite, and the on-site team start some missing them as they are working last 1 year. So a project experience from start to end. If we work on a BIM project from start to end, project experience for a BIM manager or a capable BIM personnel, it's also required for each and every project. So as we Pinnacle, we are doing this so many projects, lots of projects from last 31 years. And this is also including with us that we have that experience. We can execute any type of project by using our experience, and we involve currently as we have 3,000 plus resources. We can easily involve any of the resource, any of the BIM personnel to any of our project, and for long-term basis for a 3 year or 4 year. So it's a good suggestion from Mr. Lee. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Yes, sir.
we appreciate the feedback, and we honor that feedback. And thank you for that. Before you all sign off, one last thought from you, both of you, sirs, Mr. Singh and Mr. Lee. What do you think is the future of BIM in infrastructure projects? You are world leaders, and we are proud to have you on board today. So, what do you think is the future? It will be more using from the design stage, more 0% design. It will be more also used for asset management. How do you see this play out? Maybe in Saudi Arabia only over the next 3-4 years. How do you see the future?
Maybe Robinder, can you speak
Look,
about this?
yes, like if technically or you can say as an advantage wise, this BIM is very helpful specifically as I said earlier, also for the planning purpose, uh, for the design purpose, because till now, or we can say till last decade, there have been the designing and planning was like, you know, you just plan and you just reiterate based on your progresses, and you make again planning. If we have such type of softwares and help, it's an advantage to plan with the best efficiency, to design with the best efficiency. So there are very you will have very less items which have to be reworked on, but most of the things you will have been designed or have been scheduled or have been planned in the best efficient way. So that is what I can say about this. So to summarize it, okay, it's a very efficient tool to 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 lessen the rework which have to be done later stage in the projects.
Thank you. That's a great insight. Yeah.
In addition, Robinder's opinions, my opinion at the moment, the most of the benefit of using the BIM in this screen, the 1 to 11, I think the first one is the quantity takeoff. So I came from the Samsung. and we always using the BIM for the quantity takeoff. Even though our design consultant making the quantity takeoff, we always verify through the BIM. So that one is even there is no requirement from the client, we always use this quantity takeoff. And one of the thing in this, and I have to say, biggest part is the clash detector, clash detection. So as I said, the previous project, if there is the very complicated structure and existing utility, and in that case, it's very difficult to understand what had been crashed or not by the 2D drawings. And but the BIM model make it possible. So I think there's a two biggest thing is the quantity takeoff and the crash detections for the BIM.
Thank you for your insights. Really great. Okay. Amitabh, over to you. If you any last words from you?
So it's great. It's great to hear from both the expertise from this field, and we really appreciate that time. So thank you, Ravinderji. Thank you, Mr. Lee. So thank you for your time. Have a
Welcome.
great day.